Hey guys, Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, I want to walk you through a leaseback wholesale we just did that I've got 66,752 reasons to be thankful for. There were some lessons in this one, as well as a little bit of a strategy that maybe you're not using. Let's dive right in. Before we hop into this deal with us coming back to YouTube hot and heavy, I am just going to ask that you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps us out with the algorithm, basically lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. Now, the reason that I wanted to walk you guys through this deal in particular is I think it gives really good, proper expectations of how direct-to-seller marketing works. We're also going to talk a little bit about the myth or lie you'll see if you're on TikTok or Instagram or anything where people are like, oh, investors are just dirty people that steal houses from unsuspecting people. I'm going to walk you through this deal and you're going to understand why somebody would choose to sell a nice house to an investor at a discount for cash. So let's dive right into my CRM on this one, which is Simply. So right off the bat, what I want to show you, this lead came into our CRM back in September. We didn't even get an appointment with the seller until October of 2020. Made an offer on October 12th, which they kindly said no to. We didn't get the property under contract until March of 2021. So what is that? 6 months from the time the lead came in till we got it under contract. And then we didn't get paid on it until today, which is September 17th. So over a year from the time the lead came into our system versus when we got paid. This is one of the reasons that I tell a lot of people, if they're just wanting to dabble in real estate, direct to seller is not the thing for them. Because let's say this was your lead and you bought 2,500 pieces of mail from Ballpoint, dropped them in the mail, and this was the only deal you were going to get from that campaign. A lot of people would have closed off their CRM, shut off their phone numbers, and totally missed this deal, right? So these were our initial numbers back in October. We thought that the property was going to be worth about $182. Spoiler, we sold it for more. 75% rule had us at $136. We anticipated we'd need to put $6,000 into it, meaning the most we wanted to pay if we were going to close on it was $130. If we were going to wholesale it, we wanted to get it for $120. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this because it was 4+ months of back and forth with the seller. But long story short, they had another offer where somebody was willing to buy the property for $140, so $10,000 more than we were. And they were willing to rent the property back to them for up to 90 days. So we offered them a little bit more, I think $1,000 more, $141,000 with the same lease back option. And you can see our internal notes right here where we ended up getting it locked up. Now, why did they choose to sell us a property that was worth over $190,000 for $140 that didn't need very much work? In fact, let me pull up the pictures from our initial walkthrough with the seller on these. So these are the actual photos my staff took when they first went out to meet the seller on this property. I could tell you how we got this deal was we marketed for it. People ask me all the time how we're buying this newer, nicer stuff. We're mailing to it. One of the big things I target is properties built 1989 or newer, minimum of 1,000 square feet, attached 2-car garage, 3-bedroom, 2 baths or more. I do get a kick sometimes out of the pictures they choose to include. Why we needed these people's feet, I have no idea. But you can see this is a very nice, solid family property. So, very builder grade, nothing super special. Carpet kind of meh. Just kind of full of their stuff, but seems like they really took pretty good care of the place. So that was the condition we bought it in. So why on earth would they choose to sell it at a discount to an investor, right? Every realtor is oh, I could have listed it and got them more money. Of course you could have, but the most money wasn't the priority. They were moving to Ohio for work. They couldn't afford 2 mortgages, so they had to be able to perfectly time the sale of their old home and the purchase of their new one. And on top of that, if you haven't been under a rock the past couple months, finding a house has been a little bit difficult. So it took them full 3-4 months to find a property that they liked and get an offer accepted and then tell us, hey guys, we're ready to close. So I'm going to show you the actual financials on this thing. This is our like internal accounting. We do this through a software called Rent Manager. It's where we do all of our like bookkeeping, property management, all that. So the property was bought for $141,000. We do inspect properties prior to purchasing them. So we spent $325 just to make sure we weren't missing anything. We did do some carpet cleaning, which was $246. Our holding costs. So if you're not familiar, I borrow money from people just like you. And how we do it, we're paying 8 to 9% interest on typically a 2-year renewable term. Normally they don't go the full 2 years. Like, you know, this one, for instance, went like 6 months. And we make payments on those every single month, like clockwork. So this deal was funded with private money. So we spent $4,654 on private lender payments. Gas, we spent $10. Water and sewer, $42. Electricity, $17 because the old owner was still paying it for most of the time. So all in all, $146,000. We paid our acquisition staff $1,394. All in all, when you tally everything up, we were into the deal for $152,000. We ended up selling it for over $210,000. So let's talk just real quick. What is a leaseback and how does that work? As a real estate investor, if you're able to pull these off, you're going to get some seriously thick deals like this one that I'm showing you right here, that if your only exit is to wholesale or wholesale, you're going to miss out on. So this guy paid us $1,300 a month in rent plus $50 for his pet. So $1,350 a month for May, June, July, and then prorated for August. All in all, he paid right at $3,612. You can see here after some like carpet cleaning and insurance costs, we cash flowed an extra $3,612. So not only did we make money renting the house to the guy over the course of a couple months, we also made $63,140.69 for the grand total I shared at the beginning of $66,752. I don't know about you, but I would do that all day long. So I believe that there are several takeaways that we can get from a deal like this. One being market for what you want. This guy wasn't in like distress. It wasn't pre-foreclosure. He had a very nice newer house. If I hadn't mailed to him just because I liked his property, I would not have bought this deal. Second thing is don't be afraid to do leasebacks. We'll often also do like an escrow holdback, meaning if they're getting money from the purchase, we might hold back an extra $5 or $10K that they don't get until they leave the property. It's kind of like eviction insurance almost. Like, of course they're going to leave, not just pay me $10,000 to not leave, right? So you could do that if you need to. Third lesson on this, you have to follow up with your leads and with your deals. This one took multiple phone calls over the course of, was effectively like 6 months from the time it came in to when we got it under contract. So if you think it's going to be, hey, my name's Ryan. Okay, yeah, I'll give you $10,000 for your house. Okay, you don't like that, bye. That's not how this works. If you want to get deals, it's going to be some follow-up. You're going to get told no a couple times before you get a yes. And probably the biggest takeaway from this entire video is to make sure that you are recomping properties that you made offers on in the past year. You guys, the real estate market has been absolutely nuts. So a property 6 months ago that this guy wanted $150 for, like, oh yeah, there's no way that doesn't make sense. Today I would pay that in a heartbeat, right? So you probably already have a couple like deals that are just sitting in your CRM, which I hope you're using one, and you should be using Resimply if you're not. So go back through everybody you've talked to, every offer you've made, recomp stuff, reach out. Hey, it's me, Ryan, calling from ABC Home Buyers. Just wanted to let you know we've got some new options. I think we can actually pay you more for your house. Give me a call if you're interested in selling. Thank you guys again for taking the time to watch this video. Again, my name was Ryan Dossey. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of the ins and outs of this property we bought, rented back to the seller, only spent $450 in repairs on to net in real profit over $65,000. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll talk to you next time.